dropped here at Daytona, and away we go for the first time. Nicholas Morcel, Sean.
Looks like most get through unscathed. Look at that, there's Reed Gibson. A big move at the inside line of Dom's, possibly a little bit of contact.
Now, as we've got three wide action going through turns 1 and 2.
And they're underway. Eric Hahn takes a nice jump. Wilson hasn't let him go very far.
Nice to go out here for Circuit Spa Francorchamps. Alex Johnson's off to a brilliant start there.
Just how oddly shaped this one is. We saw in the background Eric Hahn go for a bit of a swing, and he's gone and he's over.
New stuff. Cody Graham's the one-on-one up into second place. Alex Johnson 6/10 lead at the moment.
They're dicey up front. There's Andrew Kessel, just insane.
They are ready to go. The lights are out, and away we go for the very first time here at Okayama International Circuit. Finley Fitzsimmons.
Welcome to the Tuesday night DRSCCA Spring Sim Series, brought to you by the Detroit Region Sports Car Club of America. With over 1,400 members, there is no shortage of knowledge, history, and trailblazing ideas like this Sim League. Thank you participants and spectators for being part of the augmentation and evolution of the region. The DRSCCA, of course, goes beyond the virtual realm. In 2024, we are hosting more than 40 events over 60 days throughout the year that can get you behind the wheel or so close to it that it'll blow your hair back. The gamut of behind the wheel events include road racing, road rally, rallycross, autocross, and a competition driving school. Support for the Detroit Grand Prix, Formula SAE, and Street Survival are also amazing opportunities to help sculpt future and professional drivers. Check out DRSCCA.org for more information. Whitlam Group, your first choice for all of your labeling needs. Whitlam Group provides a variety of labeling solutions including packaging, promotional, engineering, brand security, print on demand, and custom solutions. Located in Centerline, Michigan, Whitlam has a heart as big as their labeling options. They give back to their community by supporting the Children's Hospital of Michigan, Adopt a Child Project, Sweet Dreams Projects, COTS Detroit, Animal Welfare Society, and much more. Visit whitlam.com for details. Superlap. Located on the world-renowned Woodward Avenue in Berkeley, Michigan, Superlap is a sim drive studio, a space to meet and compete. With professional-grade racing simulators, they are a premier racing and drive experience venue. They will help you achieve your motorsports goals with education, practice, and training. You can race and practice against an AI roster, go head-to-head with other humans, or both. They also offer league play, like this DRSCCA league. Maybe you're familiar with Formula One, the world's most popular racing series. Many F1 drivers, including the reigning world champion, are proponents of sim training and racing. If Max Verstappen uses a sim, shouldn't you? Go to superlap.world for details. Waterford Hills Road Racing, Metro Detroit's only permanent sanctioned road course. Waterford Hills, located in Clarkston, Michigan, hosts a 6-weekend race series, competition driving school, and 9 public open track days. The track is hot from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on these event days and is open to the public. A $5 entry fee is all it takes to get you close to the action. Check out waterfordhills.com for more details. Thank you to the Michigan Turn Marshals for their support as well. If you want to get close to the action, be sure to check out michiganturnmarshals.org. They can train you to support races like the Detroit Grand Prix. Finally, a special thanks to all volunteers in the Detroit region and Waterford Hills. Without them, none of this would be possible. All right, welcome to the Tuesday night Detroit SAE Spring Sim Series. Tonight we are at Willow Springs International Raceway in Willow Springs. Going to be a great race tonight. Once again, Tuesday nights we are racing the Ray 1600. Third race of the season so far, coming off of Mid-Ohio last week. Got a decent field here today, looking at about 10 drivers. And in a moment here, we are going to have a chat with Russell Soto about the origins of this sim series and the endurance race that's coming up. Make sure if you're watching the stream on YouTube to drop a comment. Let us know where you're from, who you're rooting for. Andrew, how's it going, man? I see you in there. Drop a chat here in a second for you. All right, let's go ahead and pull in Russell. Russell, how's it going tonight? Oh, man, I'm so good. Coming off a Memorial Day weekend, didn't have to work yesterday. Life is good. And now we've got the DRSCCA Tuesday night sim racing series going, and we got you in the commentator booth. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing great, Nick. It's absolutely wonderful to be here. Couldn't make it out to the race today.
So
but I'm very happy to represent the DRSCCA.
A couple minutes here before the race starts. I figure I'll grill you a little bit on some topics about the sim series here. I guess for the viewers that are not aware, how did this sim series come about?
Well, it all started, of course, like anything, with an idea. Me and Alex Del Torre, who's a great friend of mine and very involved in the DRSCCA, came up with the idea during the off season when most racing events in real life aren't really happening and everything slows down, people have more time. We all want to still have the community, the DRSCCA community, come together and race and enjoy our passion, enjoy our hobby. And we found sim racing. It was something that I've been doing for years. But I decided, to bring it up with Alex, and together we came up with this series, and it's been a hit. I mean, from the first season, we've had incredible drivers come in from all types of real life racing as well. Real global MX5 drivers, real Indy Next drivers, real, drivers who have driven internationally, as well as, our local community, and the skill level, the racing, the competitiveness is very real, but also the welcoming nature of just how newcomers
the barrier
can get
to
into
entry
racing
is
and be welcomed by our community. It's
nothing,
been a huge
but it's definitely a
success
lot lower
overall.
than having to prep a car and go out to an autocross or to a road race.
Oh, absolutely. So we've got our current drivers, our current participants in real life stuff joining in on this series, but also people who are just tasting motorsport for the first time, and this kind of series through sim, because of that low cost to entry, allows more people to get a taste.
Absolutely,
and maybe
it's
even
one of my
go
things
out
about
to do the real
iRacing,
thing too.
especially
So
in
it's
sim
been
racing
great.
in general. But it's a lot of people think about it like a video game, but to me, it really is an incredible training tool. And maybe the physics are a little bit different between this series and that series and real life, but the racecraft that you learn in iRacing is absolutely invaluable.
Oh, big time. Definitely, Nick. I mean, that's part of the reason why we choose cars that we feel are somewhat in the realm of what the DRSCCA offers in real life, as well as tracks that, the SCCA does race on, because our goal as well is to develop our own drivers, to use this as development for drivers to hone their craft. I know for myself personally, before this series as well, I use the sim to practice racecraft, to practice the mentality aspect of racing. And certainly it's different than
Definitely.
physical stuff, but it's a lot better than no
And that
seat
kind
time.
of leads us
And
into the next
it's
topic,
definitely
is
come a long
talking
way.
about
Yeah.
the Ray 1600 versus the Miata. In the first couple seasons, running the Spec Racer Ford, great car, easy car to find the limit with, and this season switching over to the Ray. And I actually finally hopped out into the Ray on Willow Springs earlier this week. And my, that car is a handful to drive. Maybe it's the elevation changes. Maybe, I know my brake settings on my sim rig aren't the greatest, but I had a lot of incident points pile up real quick when I first started driving around this track. How do you, what are some of the things that you notice about the Ray and some of the things that make it a good car for?
Well, definitely, I'd say the biggest thing is that you can't race as much door to door with these Ray cars as you could with a Spec Racer Ford, for example. You know, they're much more fragile cars. They require a lot more of a precise driving style. You know, you have to be really hitting your marks. You have to be very smooth with your inputs versus where there was a little bit more give, I'd say, on the Spec Racer Ford. A little bit easier of a car to drive. Not taking away from it, though. It is definitely a hard car to master. But I think after 2 seasons of running that car, you know, we developed our drivers to a point where we could advance them to the Ray.
I guess my one takeaway
it's
so
been a
far
great addition
is
to the
that
series.
I've been trail braking too hard into corners or something. Because I think if you have that weight up in front as you're going into the corner, I was just losing the rear end all the time, and it makes a lot more sense. Especially, I remember back in Sonoma going into the chicane, you'd see a lot of people spin there as they're trying to get their speed down and that turn in done. And definitely, definitely a good car to practice that on and master weight transfer.
Most definitely, yeah. And I'm hoping that, even though it's the summer and the real life season is going on, that we can continue to get good numbers. I know last race we had close to 20 cars, and given the fact that it was the week
we got
right before an SEC
about a minute
regional
and a
race,
half
I think
left.
that was a pretty good
wanted
turnout.
to also bug you a little bit about the endurance race that's coming up. I believe it's on June 8th. What track is that at? Good old Sebring, and that's going to be a
on the Saturday
multi-class
of that
race,
weekend,
right?
and it is at Sebring International. It will be. We'll be using the Ray as well as
so
the Moss
probably
S5
two
Cup,
drivers,
and it'll be a
2 hour
4-hour
stint
event.
each, and they get to choose which car they want to do. I'm really hoping to kind of a good balance between the Ray and the Miata. I'm wondering if maybe, given the slightly, the Ray is definitely a little bit harder to drive, but hopefully people aren't all picking the Miata over the Ray. Good.
Well, we'll see.
I haven't been keeping up with that, so that is
quite a
great
couple
to hear.
guys picking the Ray. I'm really excited to see this race.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, super
because-
excited. First endurance race is going to be a lot of fun. I think we're still
it's
trying to figure out if we're going
Can't
to
wait for it.
broadcast that or not. But regardless, definitely going to be a event.
Definitely. And if you're watching this stream right now,
All right.
come out
Well,
and race.
Russell, thanks so
Come out
much
and
for
join the fun,
hopping
and we're gonna
on.
have
Are you going to
so
be
much
on
fun
the
that
Thursday
Saturday.
night race this week? Fingers crossed we see you there. All right, Russell. Thanks for hopping on, and
I will
we'll talk to you
endeavor
later.
to, yes.
Russell Soto.
Thank you, Nick.
Man, the myth, the legend, a critical part to getting this sim racing is going along with Alex Delatorre. Super thankful to both those guys for all the work that they've put in to make that happen. So let's switch over to, I believe, is our race starting up here. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and get our grid information pulled up and take a look at our P1, P2, and our starting order. So, starting first place, Ryan Carwile with a time of 1:23.551. Good time from Ryan. A couple tenths behind him, we got our second place starter, Ryan Goff. Ryan's really been coming along in this series as well. Third place, Trenton McMillian. P4, Andrew Mowat. P5, Mike Knudsen. P6, William Lindner. P7, Stephen Kahn. P8, Michael Schmidt. P9, David Grudzinski. P10, Michael Rodriguez. And P11, Chad Guidel. Looks like the pace car is getting underway here. Switch over and take a look at our outlap. Again, a The Ray is a heck of a car to drive, and a couple of these corners here, a whole lot of elevation. I have to admit, unfortunately, I have not been out to Willow Springs. Hopefully get to make it out there someday. But, man, the elevation on this track, just in iRacing, is fantastic. But it really leads to some complicated braking zones. There's a lot of long, sweeping corners on this that the Ray does a really good job of gripping in. Here, for example, we're looking at corner 2, and really nice to kind of chuck it in this corner and stay on the throttle and track out, but then you come into a big braking zone as you start to head into corner 3. Corner 3 is a big braking zone and uphill, and you're fighting the car, making sure not to brake and transfer the weight off the rear end and that rear. So here, I got a little track map up because I'm not super familiar with this course, but I'm seeing that this is the Budweiser corner. The camera is not quite showing it. Ah, there it is in the background. The Budweiser balcony there in the background, corner 4. That's another one that tightens up on you a lot as you're going up the left-hander. It transitions back into a right, and then it tightens pretty sharply. Bit of a blind corner, so it's tough to see that. And if anybody's going too wide through that corner, that is going to be a heck of a time as they start to track out to the left as they head down the hill. Up here, drive warming up their tires. Back of the field here. I am showing 11 drivers in the grid right now. Good turnout for 60. Okay, around the sweeper. Final corner. Carwile is in the back. Couple tenths ahead of Ryan Goff there, which over 30 minutes, if he's able to keep up a pace like that, that couple of tenths per lap will well out in front. Ryan Goff, though, he's been on the podium, I believe, both times this season in the Ray. Trent McMillan has been a strong contender. David Grzinski and putting down well. Also, shout out to Rodriguez here as the pace car pulls in, and we are about to get underway. Green flag at Willow Springs. Ryan Carwile. Bit of a slow start. Trent McMillan shooting off to the left there as Ryan Goff hangs a line up the inside. Both cars. Oh no! And we've got a car off. I'm showing William Lindner falling back quickly. Ryan Carwile absolutely jumped on. Passed by both Ryan Goff and Trent McMillan as they head up into corner 3. Let's take a look at the replay on what happened to Mike Knudsen. Mike in the middle of the pack here in the black and white car. Looks like he turned in on, I couldn't tell who that was, but it looks like he turned in and got spun around. Very unfortunate start. Showing that was Mike Knudsen, not William Lindner. I think William Lindner might have gotten caught up a little bit, but Mike Knudsen currently back in 11th. Ryan making apologies, Ryan Goff. Gonna have to start using last names here. Ryan Goff and Trenton McMillan going at it as they head into the sweeper on the back of the track. Ryan Carwile looks like he's getting the nose up front and manages to take back that second place position from Trenton. But his exit might have been a little compromised, and it looks like Trenton has a pretty good run on him. Meanwhile, Ryan Goff almost 2 seconds in the lead on this battling pair. That's a 131.668. Let's see if anybody has a faster lap than that, but it looks like Ryan Goff is taking the lead, and he is intending to keep it. Trenton all over the back of Carwile. And not super familiar with this track yet, but, you know, your conventional braking zones, as they come over this hill, I think turn 3 is one of them. Ryan missing the apex a little bit. Goes wide, goes off track. Ryan Carlisle pushing a little bit too much in that offhand corner. I told you that was a tough corner. Gets passed by Michael Schmidt on the outside. Ryan trying to pick the pace back up. But Ryan on the inside is ahead into corner 5. Both drivers trying to keep it calm through here. Ryan Carlisle back out front. And as I show a cart in the back going off, I believe that was David Grudzinski. Let's take a look at that. David comes into corner 5 a little bit too hot and loses it out in the dirt. Currently showing David back in 10th place ahead of Michael Rodriguez. Back to Ryan Carlisle fighting for his life out here. Ahead of Michael Schmidt. William Lindner also not too far behind. As up in front, Ryan Goff and Trenton McMillian taking the time. Trying to get this thing going. McMillian well into corner 2 already. As Michael Schmidt is hot on Ryan Carlisle's tail. Great start to the race. Got Andrew Gross in the comments. Rooting for Ryan Goff. Yeah, Andrew, unfortunately no Russell Soto in the race today, but he'll be back out for Thursday. Showing 7 viewers on the stream right now. If you're on the stream, please drop a comment in the chat. Let us know where you're from. Let us know who you're rooting for. Happy to have you out tonight for the Thursday night DRSCCA Spring Sim Series. Ryan Carlisle starting to pull a small gap on Michael Schmidt. Ryan probably a little bit shook from that off track while he was battling Trenton there. And then Michael Schmidt hot on his tail. Looks like he's regained some of that composure as they head through the sweeper and through the final corner as they head onto the main straight. Trenton McMillian 2 seconds ahead of Ryan, but like he got a bad exit. Ryan catching pretty quick. Ryan going from about 1.7 seconds behind at the beginning of the straight to now 1.4. Hopefully Trenton doesn't have any damage, but if Ryan keeps eating away at Trenton's gap like that, Trenton is going to be under attack again, and this time Carlisle is towing Michael Schmidt along with him to get in on the action. Quick shout out again, Michael Rodriguez, back of the pack here, but he is remaining on the pack. I'm only showing 1 off track for him. Pretty dang good, I'd have to say. Mike, thanks for coming out tonight. Happy to have you out in the race 1600. It's not an easy car to drive, but if you stick with it, you'll be tearing up the pack in no time. Back to our drama. Ryan again, he's pulled 1.2 seconds, and he is now within a second of Trenton. We're 1/6 of the way through this race. Drama already unfolding. Take a look in the back of the pack here. I'm showing a pretty tight group of cars coming through the sweeper and into turn 9. Michael Kahn is about a half a second behind Andrew Mowed. Oh! I think that was David Grudzinski using all the track plus a little bit out of that final corner, trying to get a good run, and it looks like his run was good. It's not quite good enough to get him up to Mike Knutson. Oh! Grudzinski is fighting hard with Knutson there. And I might have a vote for my favorite livery of the race here. A Stephen Kahn, Fred Flintstone livery on that number 8 car. The head up into turn towards the Budweiser balcony. Back up in front, I'm showing Chad Guidel gets around William Lindner. I am showing William Lindner crashed / off track. Let's take a look at that. Again, corner 3. That uphill. And then it tightens into this. Did he just carry... Oh, yep. Might have touched the brake a little bit. Might have been a weird weight transfer. Michael Lindner getting past. I'm showing him back in 8th place currently. We hop back in with Chad Guidel, who was able to take advantage of Williams' spin. Back up to the front of the pack we go. Ryan Carwile in a heated battle with Trenton McMillian as Trenton McMillian goes off and slots back in behind Ryan. I think we're going to need to take another look at that pass. As they head down the straight, Ryan on the inside, Trenton on the outside. Again, both of these drivers giving each other a lot of room. Ryan hugging the inside real tight and Trenton hugging the outside real tight. But Carwile is the victor in that exchange through turn 1. Heading around Budweiser balcony now. Trenton right on top of him, but I think Ryan might have the raw pace in this instance. I'm showing best lap from Ryan Carwile, a 124.00. Best lap from Trenton, 124.68. Both set on their last lap. That 0.7 of a second is a good chunk of time. Now that Ryan is back up into 2nd place, he's got 6 seconds to catch up to Ryan Goff. Ryan Goff taking advantage of the drama behind him. And let's see how much Carwile is able to eat into that lead. Ryan Carwile heading up in that Budweiser balcony corner again. Trenton not giving up yet. Trenton maintaining about 0.4 of a second behind Ryan. Also looking like that 6-second gap to Goff is not being eaten away at too much. Not sure if Carwile is defending some key corners or if Ryan Goff has taken a look at his relative and started to pick up the pace a little bit, try to maintain that lead over Carwile. Gonna look in the back of the pack, William Lindner facing down Stephen Kahn. Head through the sweeper. Out just in front of them, showing Andrew Mowed. All that track. Oh, and I believe we have got the first pit stop of the evening. William Lindner heads into the pits. 8 laps in, 1/3 of the race complete. And he's looking to get that fuel in, get him topped off, get him to the end of the race. And hopefully by the end of the race, be a little bit lighter on fuel. Hopefully be able to put a little bit less wear into his tires as that end race situation, this game plays out. Back up in 2nd and 3rd place. Battle for 2nd place is still ongoing. Trenton grabbing a couple tenths here. Carwile pulling away a couple tenths up in front. Goff has pulled another 1/2 second on Carwile. Time. Make sure not to miss out on the YouTube chat. Andrew Gross making some great puns. Andrew, we appreciate you. Who wouldn't appreciate the racing afforded in this series? Renton possibly going a little bit deep there. Uh-oh, I'm showing David Grodzinski crashed. And he might have lost the rear. Where's he at here on track? Oh, believe this was the same place as earlier. I can't remember if that was him who spun earlier. I believe it was David Grudzinski spinning twice in that same spot. But again, these elevation changes combined with the dynamics of this Race 1600 make it a tough car, not only to drive fast, but to drive fast consistently. David Grudzinski down in 9th place, his same starting position. Chad Guidel, take a look at Chad here. Chad is up 6 places, starting in what I believe is 11th. 10th or 11th must be. I'm not sure if he just wasn't able to get a good qualifying lap in or what, but Chad putting in very respectable times. Going his best lap of the race is a 1:25.15. Solid racing from Chad. Again, you don't have to be the fastest out there, but if you can be the most consistent, you're almost guaranteed a good finish in the Race 1600. Back up in front, we got to check in on our leader, Ryan Goff, coming up on some lapped traffic. Ryan pulling another second. Goff absolutely putting the pedal down out here. And I don't want to put the commentator's curse on him, but he is turning some very good laps. Let's see what happens. Oh, Mike Rodriguez, good blue flag, hops out of the way quickly. I don't think he loses a lot of time for that either. Great racecraft from Mike there. Ryan Goff continues heading off into the sunset. I believe Trenton has fallen back a touch from Carlisle. 0.2 seconds there, as I'm showing another driver in the pits, Andrew Mowed. Andrew Mowed taking his pit stop. Ahead, yep, he comes out ahead of William Linder, the other driver who's taking a R. Good battle here, up in 8th and 9th. Andrew Mowed trying to keep up with David Grudzinski. Obviously, Andrew having taken that pit stop. Car is a little bit heavier. Hopefully he adapts to it well. Seems to be catching up to David pretty well. And I am showing... Oh, Trenton McMillian has also hit the pit. And he is fueling up and getting ready. And while talking about the pit stop, Andrew sneaks through on David. Good pass from Mowed. Currently down 4 positions, but again, after coming out of that pit stop, almost all the drivers in front of him have not. So let's see if that strategy plays out well for him, as we are now halfway through this race this evening. William Linder going off track here. William maybe struggling to work with the weight. Comes in very hot to corner 9. Does almost a full 360 and goes on to rejoin the track. Head down the main straight. I'm trying to adapt to that new fuel load and the new weight of the car there. Alright, let's check in our leaders again. Ryan Carwell, 7.7 seconds behind the leader, Ryan Goff. That is going to be a tough gap to overcome with a little less than half of the race to go here. Michael Schmidt in the pit as well. Mr. Rodriguez again, good blue flag, letting the racing leader by there with minimal drama. Oh, good save from Mike. Very good save from Mike there, coming out of that Budweiser balcony. A decent amount of separation for all of our drivers. Right now, Steve on and behind Chad Guidel here. Chad up 7 positions, but has not pitted yet. 15 to 16 seconds for a pit stop based on a little pit stop timer here in my software. Oh no, Mike Rodriguez has gone off track, and I see that 3 car going around him quickly. Fortunate for Mike. Let's see if we catch a glimpse of him in the background. Oh no, I'm mistaken. I believe Mike has headed into the pit lane. Went off track, came back on track, entered the pit. Mike getting his fuel. Put him to the end of the race. Ryan Goff absolutely blazing fast out in front as he starts to catch up to more traffic. Are still got about half the field that needs to pit. He's pulls in a Ryan Goff, Ryan Carwile, and Trenton McMillian, your current top 3. Ryan Goff and Ryan Carwile both have not pitted, and I'm showing a 10-second gap back to Trenton from Carwile, and add another 8.5 seconds on that for Ryan Goff, which means Ryan Carwile is not safe. It's 15 to 17-second pit stop times are to be believed. Oh, and Ryan Goff will come out. Oh, as well, we pass Michael Rodriguez. Looks like Michael is starting to push that car a little too hard. Maybe airing the tires out a little bit and losing a little bit of the grip. What to expect from that car. But Ryan Carwile, 10 seconds ahead of Trenton McMillian, who has pitted. Oh, I'm mistaken. Can't take a look at pit stop data here. No, I am mistaken. Apologies. Trenton has not pitted. Top 5 folks have not taken their pit stops yet, and down in the bottom, David Grodzinski. Not either, actually. Oh. I think we got your leader of the race, Ryan Goff, in the pits right now. Unfortunately, he's taking a much longer... Nope, that was a good one. 15 seconds. See how long it takes until he crosses that pit exit line. 44.77 seconds. He comes back out in 4th place. Mike Knudsen behind him, also in the pits. Let's keep an eye on your leaders. Go back to intervals for all of your drivers. Ryan Carwile, now your leader. Trent McMillian, 11 seconds ahead of him. But where is that going to place him when he has to go in and pit? Let's keep an eye on him here as he comes through the sweeper. Oh, and he touches! Oh, tracked out a little bit too far. Is that... Oh, no! I believe he just crashed. Was that William Lindner? I believe it was. William tries to take off again. I believe he's got suspension damage. There's the contact. And I believe that breaks his right rear wheel. Oh! William Lindner, I think, out of this race. Very unfortunate. And he's right in the middle of the pit entrance as we have another driver come in. Ryan Carwile tagging William Lindner on his track out in turn 9. Very unfortunate. That will put an end to William Lindner's race here. As I'm showing Trenton McMillian currently in the pits, just passed by Ryan Goff. If Ryan Carwile heads in. Oh! Michael Schmidt and Andrew Mowed. Trying to make sense of my timing information here. Mowed currently up in second. Andrew Mowed has done his pit stop. As Ryan Carwile finally heads into the pits here. Lap 16. Only about 7 minutes left to go in this race. Back out to your leader, Ryan Goff here, chasing down Andrew Mowed. Andrew must have taken a lightning pit stop. Have come out ahead of Ryan Goff here. Ooh. Goff putting a couple wheels off there as he heads up into corner 3. Another wheel off. Apologize, wrong corner there as they come out of Monroe Ridge into the sweeper. And Ryan Carwile has exited the pits out in front. Only driver that I'm showing has not taken a pit yet is David Grodzinski. But right now, your leaders, Ryan Carwile, Andrew Mowed, and Ryan Goff. Andrew Mowed playing the pit stop game very well. Currently 3 seconds ahead of Ryan Goff. Ryan Carwile, 25 seconds ahead of Ryan Goff. I'll have to have a chat with the drivers at the end of this about the pit stop strategy, but Ryan nailing the pit stop. Have to see if repercussions come about from tagging William Lindner. Off catching up to Andrew Mowed as they head through corner 4, the Budweiser balcony. Off using all of the track. Andrew Mowed. 4th place, Stephen Kahn. Also right behind Ryan Goff. Andrew Mowed, if he keeps this up, Andrew is on track for a podium here tonight. Little over 5 minutes left in this race. Ryan Carwile, Andrew Mowed, and Ryan Goff, your top 3 drivers right now. And a crash from Trenton McMillian, very unfortunate. He was running 3rd there. I'm coming back onto the track. Does he crash after this? Oh, he does. He heads into corner 5. Too hot. Gotta mind those tires after an off-track or after a spin. You get debris on there. Oh no, I'm showing Mike Rodriguez has crashed. Coming out of corner 4 there. Car number, that 10th position vehicle looking pretty stationary for a minute. And I'm now showing David Grodzinski entering the pit lane. Your last driver to take a pit stop. Chad Guidel we were talking about earlier, who was up 7th positions with not taking a pit stop yet. He is currently up 5 positions, holding down 6th place. 8 seconds ahead of Mike Newton. Looking good in 6th there, Chad. As your leader of the race, Ryan Carwile, crossed the line to start lap 19 here. Ryan still 22 seconds ahead of Andrew and 25 seconds ahead of Ryan Goff. I think Ryan Carwile played the strategy game very well tonight. I am showing the pit stop timer. Let's take a look at this. Pit lane time. Here we go. Showing Ryan Carwile with a 39.9 second pit lane time. Ryan Goff with a 31.4. Andrew Mowed with a 43.7. So it's not like Ryan Goff had a bad hit. Not exactly sure what's caused him to come out so far behind Carlisle. With less than 3 minutes to go in this race, Ryan Carlisle has a dominant lead. Andrew Mowed now coming under attack from Ryan Goff. Even Khan a little bit further back there. The second, third place drivers deal with some traffic. Our man Mike Rodriguez there, going off track a little bit. Oh! Mike dives to the inside, tries to stay out of the way. I believe that's David Gurdzinski there. As Mike tries to stay on the outside there, stay out of trouble. David Gurdzinski is going to need to dive out of the way here. Oh, as they dive bomb David. Andrew and Ryan slip through, still side by side as they head up into corner 3. Andrew Mowed on the inside. Ryan Goff manages to get through, slightly offline. A hectic couple corners. We've seen a lot of spins in these couple corners, but it looks like Ryan Goff is well and through into that second place position. A little over a minute to go here. Showing Ryan Carlisle up in front, about to cross the line. I think lap 21 here will be the final lap of this race. Andrew in hot pursuit of Ryan, heading around the sweeper into turn 9 here. Andrew Mowed 3.3 seconds ahead of Stephen Kahn. Mike Rodriguez still trying to deal with that traffic. But Andrew going around the outside. Goff defending that inside line, going a little bit wide. Andrew with a good move there. Andrew definitely not giving up yet, but making sure drive respectfully. Not cause an unwanted crash there. Ryan Goff up into second place. Even Khan seconds behind them. Chad Guidel, Michael Schmidt, Mike Newton, Bretton McMillan, David Gurdzinski, and Michael Rodriguez. As our timer ticks to 30 minutes. There is the checkered flag. Here on Andrew, but I am showing Ryan Carlisle take the checkered and is your race winner. Also sets his best lap of the race at 1:23.66. Andrew Mowed here giving chase to Ryan Goff through the last couple corners here, but unfortunately was not able to defend against Goff's raw pace. As your podium finishers cross the finish line, that is your top 3. David Gurdzinski crosses the line 1 lap down. I believe Mike Rodriguez should be shortly behind him. 7th and 8th, Mike and Trenton. Trenton, unfortunately, all the way back into 8th place. I am showing Trenton had an unfortunately long pit stop. I believe that might have contributed to the place. Trenton running very well there for most of the race, but unfortunately falling victim strategy. All right, great race here today. Great action up in front, great action in the mid pack. Let me work on getting our drivers into the booth. Here we got Ryan in the booth. Goff. Carwile and Andrew Mowat up in here. Salts. Andrew Mowat has just entered the booth. Let's get Andrew in here. Andrew Mowat, how's it going tonight? Andrew, holy crap, that was was that an unexpected finish for you as well, or?
I mean,
It's,
once I spun it lap 3, I was
it's
like,
funny
well,
how that
just
mental
see where I
game
can
works,
get
isn't it?
happening.
Sometimes you just need
some chaos
some of
in front
that
of me,
tension
got lucky.
removed, and you start to drive better, and you start to put in the good lap times there. Yeah, congratulations, Andrew, on your 3rd place finish, up 1 position from your qualifying of 4th. So you're definitely not a stranger to the lap times needed to compete well here at Willow Springs. Absolutely. No, great driving. I guess any comments on
Yeah, I feel
the
confident in
Ray
this car. Thanks very
versus
much.
the SRF last season? Trying to get more input from drivers. It's an interesting car.
I just feel like it has a little more.
I did notice that. I
can
noticed
kinda have a
that
moment
my
to
braking is still
save
pretty
it,
bad.
not
When the weight's
be
in the
off
front,
in the
you're pretty
ether.
likely to spin that thing. You got to be real careful with trail braking. But you're right. A little bit of slip angle on this car, and it handles it pretty well. Anyway, Andrew, pit strategy here, was that going through your mind in
can go
this
sideways,
race? Do you
that's
think
for
that
sure.
helped contributed to your podium here tonight? Definitely
I'm not sure
an
on that.
interesting
I had a moment. I was
part
like, it
of the
seems like a
racing.
good time.
I
I wasn't really
think an
thinking too much.
unforeseen side effect of choosing a vehicle and unfortunately kind of a small gas tank. I think it's led to some very interesting racing and some interesting. That's definitely +1 for pit stops, Andrew. I love to hear
definitely
it.
like it, so if we can keep
Congrats
doing
on your
pit stops, that'd
3rd.
be-
Before I let
be
you go,
fun
is there
next time.
anybody you want to shout out for your success tonight?
I just want to shout out the guys here.
Big
You know,
group
we
of
all
people. Well,
race
Andrew,
clean,
again,
and
congrats on your
it's always
3rd, and
a lot
have
of fun.
a great
So just,
evening.
enjoy being here with everybody.
All right, Andrew
Thanks, you
Owen,
do the
your
same.
3rd place finisher tonight. Let's go ahead and get Ryan Golf into the booth. Ryan, how's it going tonight? I am doing well, Ryan. That was a heck of a race. I'm still scratching my head here, trying to understand exactly what happened. You capitalized fantastically in the beginning of the race, got ahead of Trenton and Carwile in that little battle there, and you absolutely put the pedal down. How? What was going through your mind there in the beginning of the race?
I shut my relative off because I knew I had the raw pace, and I knew if I stared at it all race, I would just consistently mess up. So I shut it off. I didn't even get an off track or anything until like 2nd to last lap. I kind of shot my own self in the foot, and on my pit, I was fine on entry, fine to my pit box, and I was pit box number 1, and all through practice and quali, I could gun it out of my pit box. And I wouldn't get a speeding penalty, and I caught one right at the end. And
Oh
caught a
my
drive-through,
God!
so I had
I
to come
was
back
wondering.
around
I was looking at
do
pit
a
lane
drive-through,
times.
and
I
that's
was
what
looking at
cost me the
everything, trying
win.
to understand exactly what had happened there and how you were, how Ryan Carwile was able to get so far ahead. That is unfortunate. The iRacing gods giveth and they taketh away. Man,
That they do. That they do. I served my penalty and came out in 3rd and saw Andrew
absolutely.
in my
And
sights, and I was like,
yeah,
well, I have to
Ryan,
make up
great
what I
battling
can,
all evening. Great
ended up getting him on the
racecraft,
2nd to
very
last lap,
respectful
so
driving.
I'll take P2.
Yeah, absolutely dominant second, I'll say there. And I think in future races, you'll definitely be looking at 1st place there, hopefully giving Russell a run for his money back.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. I knew I had the raw pace here. I'm a big fan of Willow Springs. I race it a lot, so I'm pretty familiar with the line, and I knew I had the consistency down for sure.
Yeah,
And
very unfortunate. Ryan,
like you
though,
said,
absolute
gods take
pleasure
it,
watching
they
you
give
race
it,
here.
and today they decided
Congratulations
to take it.
on your second place. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out for your success this evening?
Not really. Shout
sportsmanship.
out
Ryan,
Ryan
it
Carwile
was a
for
pleasure,
the win
and
and
catch you
capitalizing
next
on
time.
it. Good win, and I'll see you next week.
And that
Thank you.
leaves your race winner, Ryan Carwile. Ryan, how's it going tonight?
Oh, well, at first it wasn't going very well because
Ryan,
I was all
absolutely.
over the
That
place
beginning, and
could
I was just
barely hang
talking with
on to
Ryan
the
Goff
car,
about this,
but,
but that
I got
beginning
lucky
bit
and,
there,
got a
fighting
win.
with Trenton and fighting with Ryan Goff, and unfortunately you came out, a little bit behind, and Goff was able to take off there. What was going through your mind there in the beginning of the race? A little hectic.
Yeah, I was just trying to calm myself back down, because I knew maybe I probably wasn't gonna catch Ryan.
The mental
without
game is
being
really
more
tough,
consistent,
and
but
I
I
think a
had
lot of
to,
people, especially those who have
had
not
to at
done
least settle
sim
down
racing,
and not make
don't
it even
understand
worse.
how much stress and how much pressure is going on when you're wheel to wheel. Definitely a great opportunity. Ryan, for your pit stop there, did you have any strategy there? Pit early, pit late? What was going through your head as far as your pit stop tonight?
Mostly, I didn't want to pit too early and then end up running back into traffic. I was trying to look for an opportunity where maybe I could skip passing a lap car.
Yeah, you in the
It
top
didn't quite work
three
out.
had
I was
definitely
pretty
gained a
much, I think
good
I pretty much
amount
had to pit
of
when I did. That
time
was
on the rest of the field, but
last lap.
unfortunately showing anywhere from a 31-second pit lane time. Somebody had a minute 7. Oh, no, actually, Mike Knudsen came out pretty quickly. He had a 27-second pit lane time. So it's really hard to plan for that, and that's what I'm hearing from a lot of drivers is you kind of take it when you can and when it feels right and hope it. I can't remember if we talked about it before. What's your opinion on the side effect that is up with?
I think it makes interesting strategy. I mean, we don't have to take a ton of fuel, so it's not like it really doesn't pay to pit early. It makes sense to stretch
Yeah.
it out, so I don't think it spreads out the field that badly. Because I mean, we have enough for like 20, 25
Awesome.
minutes.
Well,
So I
again,
think it works out.
Ryan,
it's just kind of a
congrats
strategy
on
play
your first place finish
can play.
tonight. Absolutely great racing from you and from the rest of the group here. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out for your success this evening?
Yeah, I had a good weekend, track weekend at Gingerman.
Gingerman's
and,
absolutely a
with
great
auto
time. What car do you
interest, so
drive
I'd like
out
to
there?
thank them and the safety crew.
Oh
was a lot
man,
of
we
fun.
love a Miata. Well, can I ask? Actually, no. We'll skip that for now. Anyway, yeah, nothing like some
99 Miata.
hands-on driving to kind of help. It's not exactly a reset, but being able to mix that in, bound to be, conditioner. Absolutely. And that man, Miatas are so good.
Yeah, for sure.
Anybody
I
listening,
mean, it's
if you can, if
sim racing
you
helps
see
a
a
lot,
cheap
but it's
Miata
nothing
go
like
up
the
for
real
sale
thing,
around
for
you,
sure.
get it, put a roll bar on that thing, and start whipping it around the track. There's nothing like it. Awesome. Well, again, congrats on your first place finish tonight, Ryan, and we will catch you next time.
Yeah, definitely tons of fun.
Woo, heck of a race. Good first
Thanks.
bit of the race there. The Ryans and Trenton battling for the lead. Ryan Goff taking off. Very unfortunate pit lane infringement for Ryan Goff, forcing him to take a drive-through and put him back. He was able to battle back up into second place for a good finish this evening. But Ryan Carwile is your winner tonight at Willow Springs. That is it for this evening with the Detroit SCCA Spring Sim Series. Catch you on Thursday for the Miatas at Willow Springs, and we'll see you next time.